Hello students, welcome to Bio 104. I'm your instructor, Crystal Pierce, and this semester I'll be sharing with all of you some more information about our environment, the threats to our environment, and practical things that we can do to actually lessen our impact on the environment. So Bio 104 is a lab-based course, but because the course is fully online this semester, that means that everything that you'll need to complete to meet the lab requirement for this course will be done at home. So I'll be providing you with lab activities that you can do at home, some of which you'll need to go outside for, and some of which you will just use your computer and the internet to complete. So first of all, to all of my returning Harper students, or to all of the students who are returning this semester, welcome back. And to any of our new students at Harper College, welcome to Harper. I want to show you around Blackboard a little bit. This is our primary source of information. So as the majority of your courses are online this fall, you're primarily going to be interacting with your instructors through this Blackboard framework. So I wanted to just take a few minutes to show you around our course so that you can see what our course looks like. This is going to be probably very similar to other instructors that you have here at Harper. So we're trying to build a little bit more of a cohesive online model so that it's a little bit easier for our students to get around in Blackboard for each of the courses that they're taking. So you'll probably notice things that, again, that are quite similar, and then some things, of course, that are going to be different, right? Each instructor kind of likes to do a little bit of their own thing to sort of personalize their course and make it their own. So you're going to land here on the announcement page. So every time you log into the course, the announcement page is where you're going to land. So I've got a welcome message up on the page right now. This is also where you're going to see weekly postings. So every single week, I'm going to post an announcement that gives you an overview of what's going on in our course. So it'll be very sort of specific about what we're going to be accomplishing that week. So the content we're going to cover, the assignments that you're expected to do, all of those things will be covered in a weekly announcement. And that announcement will be via video. I like to use video announcements a lot. But then I will also, in the announcement message itself, I'll write out some of the key points of that message as well. So just a few things here that we're going to navigate through here on our left navigation menu. The first would be the syllabus and the schedule. So the full course syllabus is here in this link. However, I have also pulled out information that you might look at on a regular basis. So for example, our course schedule is probably something you're going to want to keep track of. So I have pulled out the schedule so that you can see what our lecture topic is, what our lab topic is going to be, and what assignments that are due on a week-to-week basis. I've also pulled out specific information about how you're going to be assessed in this course. So exams, lab assignments, and lab quizzes, participating in discussion. We do have a small project that you're going to complete over the course of the semester, as well as doing a little bit of reflection and checking in on a weekly basis. So all of that information is here. And then again, I kind of go through some of these assignments for you as well, so you can kind of get a sense of what they are. I highly encourage you, however, to go ahead and download a copy of the full syllabus and read through everything carefully, and make sure that if you do have any questions that you notify me as soon as possible. So my contact information can be found under the Faculty Information tab. Best way to get a hold of me right now is via email. This is my office phone. However, since none of us are on campus, we're not on campus either as your instructors, we are also working from home, which means I don't really have access to that phone. So if you would like to get a hold of me, the best thing you can do is actually just send me an email. There are hours during the week that I plan to be online and getting things going for this course. So these are times of the day that you can email me and you'll get a very quick response back. I can't say it'll be immediate, but it should be, within 20 to 30 minutes of you emailing me during that time, I can get right back to you. So we're calling these our virtual office hours, if you will, anytime Monday through Thursday from 10 to 3. That's sort of my working time for this class. If you need to get a hold of me by email, that's a great time to do it. I'm also more than happy to hold a live online meeting with you. So we can use WebEx, which is like Zoom. If you've ever used Zoom before, we can use a WebEx meeting. We can use Blackboard Collaborate, which is a platform that is built into Blackboard itself. And I can actually schedule a one-on-one meeting with you. So if you just like to talk to me, right, rather than try to email me your questions, we can certainly arrange to have a conversation during that time. Course materials is our next tab here. In course materials, there's a couple of different things here. I have some helpful tips just in general about online courses, science courses. If this is the first time you've taken a biology class in a very long time, there might be some things that sort of you want to know how to prepare yourself for a college level science class. I would imagine that most of you have already had a little bit of contact with online courses now, especially since most things went virtual or transitioned, I should say, online in the spring. So I believe a lot of you already have that experience. However, if you haven't started a formal online class from day one, rather than just transitioning to it, I also have some helpful tips in here to do that as well. There's also information here about the semester project that we're going to be doing, which is you're going to research a green technology and you're going to share what you find with the class. And then also some information about grading rubrics and privacy statements for some of the content providers that will be utilizing this semester. The most of your time is going to be spent here. It's going to be spent in learning modules. So these learning modules are where you're going to come on a weekly basis to do everything you need to complete the course. There are 2 modules that are available right now. I will open up the following week's module the Sunday before. So for example, on Sunday, August 30th, I will open up the week 2 module, right? I like to kind of keep you on task week by week by week. I know there's some of you who would love to work ahead and who would kind of like just to plow through that information. However, I'd prefer if we just sort of stay one module together at a time. It's just a little bit easier that way. So this particular video that I'm showing you now, we just have the 2 modules available. We have the course orientation module, which each module is situated in exactly the same way. So you're going to have an overview. It tells you what topics we'll be covering. You're going to have the activities, what you need to do, and then the assignments, which have to be turned in and submitted by a specific date. So in our course orientation module, all of your module activities are essentially getting to know us, right? So as a matter of fact, this is where the course orientation video is, right here in our module folder. So these are all things that you will read through. Some of you will need this information more than others. If you know how to submit assignments on Blackboard already, you probably don't need to read through the assignment submission instructions because you've already done it. If you're new to Blackboard, I recommend this because all of your assignments are going to be submitted through this system. Again, reviewing the schedule and the syllabus. This is a nice little breakdown that tells you where to find specific things, right, for the course. So this is kind of nice. And then when we go back here, now you would go to the module assignments. The only assignment I have in the course orientation folder is just an introduction. So I just want you to post an introduction that says, you know, hi, this is me, you know, how are you? I'll get to this part here in just a minute. It popped up with this groups for posts, and I'll tell you about that more in just a minute. So let's go back to learning modules. Week 1 is already available. In week 1, it's a general introduction to the topic. We're going to talk about what environmental science is. We're going to talk about what science is in general. We're going to do both of those things. There are links to all of the readings, so there's no text for this class. This is an OER class, which means we use open educational resources. So I will be providing links to chapters of online textbooks for you to read for all of our topics. So you're going to read about environmental science. You're going to watch the lecture video. I post lecture videos per topic, and then also I do provide lecture notes. So you'll have a little, and then your module assignments, which again, my assignment due date for just about everything is Sunday night. So Sunday night, 11:59 p.m. is essentially when you're going to be turning in and submitting all of your work. So I break things down in each module based on what you need to do. So you'll have your lecture materials, which again, this is all content knowledge. So there's a reading, there's a couple of lecture videos, there are some notes. I also provide a quiz. This is a not graded assignment. This is just for you to practice so that you can sort of check your own comprehension. So those are the things you're going to want to accomplish first, is go through the lecture material. Then you're going to do the lab assignments. So in the lab assignments, I'm going to have a set of lab instructions, which is going to kind of break down the assignment for you and tell you kind of what you're looking for. Then the lab itself will be listed next. And in this case, in the first week, we're actually looking at two parts to the lab. One part is a shorter lab about asking good questions and formulating questions in science. And the other is about a project we're going to participate in called Project Budburst. And there's a whole other video on Project Budburst that will be available for you to watch so you know what we're going to be doing. It essentially involves you finding a tree and just watching that tree all fall and making notes of changes that you see. So it's pretty simple to do, but we're going to be, that's part of our lab this semester as well. And then once you've accomplished those two things, you will then finish with your weekly discussion and also your weekly check-in. So in this class, we don't have a class discussion board. I shouldn't say that. We have a class discussion board, but it is for general questions. It's not the discussion board you'll be using when you're doing your assignments for discussions. What I've done is I've broken you all down into small groups. So there are 6 of you in a group, and each of these groups is called a learning team. It's just my fancy way of saying you're a group, but I'm giving you a new name. You're a learning team. My goal is for you to communicate with these 5 other people in a relatively regular fashion. So when we're in a face-to-face class, a lab-based class, you have a lab group, and that group of 4 people see each other and interact with each other on a weekly basis. And they get to know each other, and they are able to ask each other questions, and they are able to work on things together, and it creates a nice sense of community. We don't have that online. So what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to replicate that in some way, and I'm doing that through this use of these learning teams. So these are people that hopefully over the course of the next 16 weeks, you get to know these people a little bit. You feel comfortable asking them questions. You can go to them and turn to them and say, hey, you know, I didn't really understand this. Can you help me with this? Or you can even just talk to each other about, oh, I found this was really helpful. Maybe you could do this too. So the idea here is we're trying to create small communities. So your discussions will be based on these learning teams. So when you click on discussion links, it's going to take you to our groups page. Now keep in mind, your group page is going to look different than mine does because I have all of the learning teams on my page. You're just going to have your own group on the page. So you'll click on that link, and there will be the people that are in your group. So you'll be able to see everybody's name. And then what you're going to want to click on is the group discussion board. Okay, so here you are in your group discussion board. This is just for you and your group, right? So I already have a couple discussion forums already ready to go. The first one you're going to do is your introduction forum. And I've actually posted my intro here, and I'd like you to do, something similar to what I did, right? So you will click create a thread, you'll call it, whatever you want to call it, your name, introduction, whatever it happens to be, and then you'll tell us some things about yourself, right? So here's my picture. If you've got a picture to share with us, it's great. It's really helpful visually to be able to kind of see faces so that we can sort of get to know each other a little bit better. If you actually go to the intro forum, I do ask you specific things. So what are you studying here at Harper? What are your academic interests? Where would you like to transfer to when you're finished? Do you have any hobbies or interests you want to share with us? And then if you have a picture, that would be great. All right. So again, your learning teams are where you're going to have different information. So again, this ability to access your group discussion board. You can also send each other email if you'd like. So this is where you can exchange information with each other. There is even a file exchange folder here. So if you're sharing files with each other for any particular reason, which you're more than welcome to do, you can do that here. You can even set up a Collaborate Live session, which is a live chat session that you all can set up together and see each other face to face and actually chat with each other. So there's lots of really great things we can do with these groups. So I just wanted to let you know that those are there. Last but not least, back here in the modules in the assignments folder, in addition to your week 1 discussion, the next thing will be your weekly check-in. So your weekly check-in is with a website I use called Socrative. Socrative is kind of like an online polling system if you've ever used one of these before. You're going to put in the room name. The room name is always the same. It's Pierce 5099. It's never going to change. And what you'll find is when you join, and I don't have any surveys up and ready to go, when you join, there'll be a survey there, and it'll ask you some questions. And some of it will be comprehension based, you know, so what's one thing that you learned in this module that you didn't know, or what do you think was most important in this module, or some sort of content-based recall that I'm going to have you do, right? So that's kind of the idea here. It's typically 3, maybe 4 questions each week, and you do receive credit for it, which is important to know as well. Other than that, I think that's probably it. I do have an individual link for groups as well, so you can also get to your groups by clicking on the groups link here. And again, keep in mind, your own group will be the one that is here. You won't see all of them, but again, because it's the instructor page, you see everybody's group here. So your own group will be here. You can access them through groups or through the discussion links that I'm providing in the assignments. So that sort of covers just about everything that you should need to know as far as an overall course overview. Keep in mind, each week, again, I will be posting very specific announcements about here's what we're doing this week. So it might seem repetitive because you'll see some of the same stuff that I just shared in this video. I'll show you this content and this assignment and this lab and those things. But again, I want to make sure everyone is comfortable with information. So if you ever have questions, please let me know and reach out to me as soon as possible. I'm looking forward to working with all of you this semester, and good luck to you all.